Hi, my name's Tommy Cross. I'm a landscaper, and like many gardeners, I've been coiled up over the winter months, waiting for the garden and the season to spring into action. And with the onset of this wonderful weather, we've got a fantastic opportunity to get back out into the garden and prepare our lawns so they're looking lush and luxurious all summer long. The winter months can play havoc with the lawn, but by following these 3 simple steps, you'll be able to revitalise and restore your lawn back to its former glory. And of course, once we've got a lawn to be proud of, we'll also show you how to give your grass the cut it deserves. So let's get started. Weeds have to be public enemy number 1 when it comes to gardening. The last thing you want is your lawn being devastated by dandelions. But how do you identify a weed? And more importantly, how do you tackle it? Now, it's very easy to spot a weed when it's in flower. But by that time, it's had chance to establish and even chance to spread. And that's when it's going to do the most damage to your lawn. One of the best ways to prevent that is to get down to ground level. Thumb through the grass and try and identify anything that doesn't resemble a blade of grass. Chances are it's going to be a weed. Now, one of the ways to remove weeds is to do it manually. Use a digging tool to dig around the outside of the plant and try and get as deep as you can to remove as much of the root structure. By removing that root structure, you're going to reduce the chance of that plant re-establishing, and hopefully that's the last time you'll see that weed again. Now, another way to get rid of weeds is to spray them using a weed killer. Now, it's always worth double checking to make sure that you're using a selective weed killer. That way you're going to kill only the weeds and not the grass around it. And as with using any chemicals, always make sure you dress appropriately when handling them. Now, at first glance, this lawn might look green, but not everything green is grass. Moss will soon overrun a lawn, and this is going to steal away the sunlight, the moisture and the nutrients that your grass needs to flourish. Just like with treating weeds, there are a variety of different ways to tackle moss, but I don't think you can beat good old-fashioned elbow grease and a garden rake. There's something quite satisfying about seeing just how much moss you're removing and knowing that you're going to get the best out of your lawn going forward. Once you've finished removing the moss, your lawn may look a bit threadbare. Don't worry, that's exactly what your grass needs in order to grow, and brings us nicely onto step 2. Now, if you followed the first step, congratulations, your lawn will now look something like this. But don't worry, by seeding this newly exposed ground, we'll soon have the lawn in prime condition. Just a little bit of prep work first, and that starts with aerating. So what is aerating? Well, the clue's in the name. Essentially what you're doing is getting air back into the soil. And you can see the easiest way to do this is by using a garden fork and penetrating through into the surface. It's definitely worthwhile spending a little bit of time doing this in areas of tougher ground or waterlogged areas of the garden. Make sure you remove any surface debris, stones, or any last remains of moss. Once we've done that, we're ready to sow. Most shop-bought seeds will come with clear instructions as to how much you need to apply in order to get either a new lawn or to make repairs to your existing lawn. But I'm going to show you 2 of my preferred ways of sowing your grass seed. Now, one way to get an even distribution of lawn seed is by using a hopper. But if you don't have a hopper, a very easy way to make one is by using a bucket. It's to use a bucket. A bucket is to use a bucket. A bucket. And a drill. Drill a few holes in the bottom, and you have yourself one makeshift hopper. Now, as satisfying as this stage is, try and avoid the temptation to overseed. The last thing you want are new grass plants competing with each other. Also, there's no need to worry about covering the seed with soil. Remember, the grass seed needs light to germinate, unless high winds are forecast, in which case a gentle rake over will do the trick. And when it comes to watering, simply sit back, relax, and let the good old British weather do the work for you. We've weeded, we've seeded, so now it's time to feed it.
It's feed, Tommy, feed.
Feed. You can edit that bit in afterwards, can't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, typically there are 2 types of lawn feed, both of which you'll want to start using once your lawn is established. Now, I'm using a granular substance here, which is great because I can see where I've actually distributed the lawn feed. However, if you've got young children or if you've got pets, you might want to use a water-soluble feed, and that way there won't be any loose pellets on the surface of your lawn which could be easily picked up. The added advantage of a water-soluble feed is that it's getting straight into the root system of your new lawn. With so many lawn feeds available, it's hard to know which one to choose. Top tip is to read the back of the packet and look for a high nitrogen content. This will give your new or existing lawn a real boost. Now, if you can, the prime time to feed your lawn is early in the morning or late in the evening. At this time of day, the lawn is actively recruiting the moisture on the ground. Now, with the hard work out of the way, it's time to get to the good part. And with the grass growing, it's time to get out mowing. Whether you're looking for the convenience of cordless, the power of petrol, or if you simply want to let a robot look after your lawn, check out Yard Force UK to visit their vast range of lawn mowing innovations.